needing one or more secure scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, with President Trump's signing of the National Defense Authorization Act on Friday, he created the newest and sixth branch of the military. The first since the last branch, the U.S. Air Force, was formally established in 1947. General John Raymond, the commander of U.S. Space Command and Air Force Space Command, indicated that 16,000 active-duty airmen and civilians currently serving in the Air Force Space Command will be assigned to the just-established Space Force. From there, it will begin to get slowly up and running as its own branch. Without sharing details of the plan, a senior Air Force official said on background, because he was not authorized to speak on the record, there will be 30, 60, and 90-day benchmarks to meet. Where it took 3 years to stand up the Air Force, he said the Space Force hopes to be off and running in 18 months or less. That includes, he added, sending a 4-star officer to represent the service on the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The new command's social media and recruitment efforts were fast up and running. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven, and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Prominent human rights activist Tito Magadi was abducted in broad daylight by 5 unknown people in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and is now being detained by police. Activist Post reports that Magadi works as a public affairs officer with the Legal and Human Rights Center. He was abducted on Friday at around 10 o'clock in the morning as he was on his way to purchase a new mobile phone. That's according to a statement by the LHRC. Police denied having any information about Magadi's whereabouts when the LHRC first reported him missing on Friday. Magadi's abduction echoes a chilling trend toward the disappearances of journalists, human rights defenders, and opposition leaders in Tanzania since 2015, when the president, John Magufuli, first took office. The mythical Florida man has gotten a bad rap, with the meme buttressing a stereotypical narrative that gives one pause when looking at news stories from the Sunshine State. But in this case, the Florida man is actually a real-life hero, whose actions represent the giving spirit of the holiday season. The Mind Unleashed reports that when U.S. military veteran Michael Esmond got his utility bill for December, he couldn't help but recall how he had once failed to keep his home warm as he struggled with financial difficulty. Since that time, Esmond has seen his fortunes improve as he became the owner of a successful small business called Gulf Breeze Pools and Spas in the Florida city of Gulf Breeze. With his past misfortunes in mind, Esmond felt like paying it forward as he went to pay off his gas bill for December. Esmond contacted his local utility provider and asked if he could pay off the utility bills for those households that were at risk of having their gas and power disconnected. He eventually paid $4,600 worth of debts for 36 families. Rather than receive warnings that their homes will go dark, families will now receive cards from Esmond. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Florida officials announced today its plan to experiment with new 600-lever voting machines.
The machine operates through a very straightforward process that we think is going to give Floridians the peace of mind that their votes will be counted. The voter turns on the machine using these 30 levers at the top and then enters their names and social security numbers using the alphanumeric levers near the bottom here. Right about now, the voter's going to have to find the 2 levers on the machine that are exactly identical and pull them at the same time. then they're going to have to...
The new 22-foot-tall steam-powered machines, which officials are hailing as, quote, the future of voting, each feature over 45 separate panels of levers, along with an intricate series of valves, knobs, cranks, and pumps, all designed to streamline the electoral process.
Now, some of this may seem confusing, but every voter will be given a comprehensive 2,200-page manual when they enter their precinct that will explain exactly what to do.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind at numbers 855-450-3733. And on this Christmas Day episode, it's me, Aria, and...
me, Mark.
And you wanted to talk about Christmas cards.
That's right.
Which, of course, I mean, there's so much to say about Christmas and the ideas of giving and being kind to one another and all of that. But Christmas cards... that took me off guard when you first said it.
Yeah, I think that first off, you're a little on the young side, so you don't get that many. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, you just don't get many Christmas cards.
I got one this year.
There's a point in adulthood when they start to really come in, whatever that point is, and if you want to call it adulthood.
I wonder if that's going to continue to be true for future generations, because Christmas cards just aren't sort of the thing that millennials and Gen Z are interested in.
I don't know. I mean, there's different types. There's the customized ones where you get this kind of picture of the family, and everybody likes to show off the family, of the dog or whatever. Take that Christmas picture and send it out to folks.
Okay.
So that one.
I mean, we have Facebook now.
We do, but Facebook isn't as popular as it was 2 years ago.
Okay, so the Christmas card is like hey, here's my Facebook feed, but in person?
Yeah, it's like that.
Okay.
And... I just think that it's kind of an interesting thing. First off, I'd like to say I don't send them. So, and it's not it's just sheer laziness and bad planning. It's not some kind of, stance or anything. I don't want to take the time and I don't do it.
Okay. Interesting. I can't say that I blame you. I don't send them either. And I would agree that I would say my reason is less laziness and more just disinterest. I don't care enough to send a Christmas card. I mean, even if I celebrated the holiday and I don't, I wouldn't care enough to.
Are there any people that you would like to just sort of touch base with on an annual basis? And that's kind of what Christmas cards are for.
The way I figure it, if I don't want to touch base with them like regularly, then what is once a year doing me?
I'm not sure. It's just kind of one of those things that's done. When you get a family, if you get a family, what happens is you tend to get insular, right? It takes a lot of time and energy to take care of, little rugrats. And thus you kind of lose the ability to keep in touch with people that you might have kept in touch with otherwise. And then by the time you emerge out of this 5-year 10-year period of time where you're taking care of these little helpless beings and ungrateful helpless beings, then all these people are gone. Okay. So that's what kind of Christmas cards are for, is to kind of keep touch as best you can.
Okay, well, I can see the point of that, I suppose, but it's never going to be something that's going to concern me. I don't ever intend. In fact, I cannot have kids apparently because I've been on estrogen for so long. So I don't intend to have kids anyway. So I'm never going into that period of hibernation where I rise out 5 to 10 years later. It's like, oh, where did all of my friends go? Where did my life go? That's in fact one of the reasons that I've never had kids, because I don't want to give up playing the guitar, just doing whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want.
And those were my reasons, early on too. My wife really wanted to have kids, and I've got to say, I think she was right, because I like my life now a great deal. But that doesn't mean that it's right for everybody. It just means that I wasn't interested in having kids, and I was convinced to, and things turned out pretty good for me. But as far as Christmas cards go, first off, I must say I hate greeting cards. Hallmark is not a sponsor of Free Talk Live, so I can say whatever I want to say. And I don't...
Now, is there a qualitative difference between Christmas cards and greeting cards?
I guess if you're buying a box of Christmas cards, just sort of that have a, like a tree or a winter scene or something like that, and they don't cost much. My biggest problem is if you go to the greeting card store and you look at the price on these things, they can be between $2 and $5 for a piece of paper,
Okay.
and its only function is to hold money.
Okay.
Right? I mean, like you could...
I guess, I don't know. I don't receive them.
Well,
I'll take your word for it.
And no money, right? At some point in your life, you have gotten a greeting card with money in it. Maybe
a Christmas card.
Fine. But what I'm saying is that I don't like these expensive ones. I just don't like the big ones. And I don't... If you're going to
Do you not feel that you're worth the $2 or whatever that people might spend to buy one?
I feel like I'm worth the kind words that they would write down on a piece of paper and send me, as opposed to whatever... script that somebody put together. I just don't like it. I would prefer to have something, those when people go, they write the little letters for Christmas. This is what happened to our family for the last year. I like those significantly more. I mean, to me, that is relevant news for my life, far more than what Donald Trump has done recently. And these people send these things out. By the way, they often get a lot of grief for them.
Sure, because you get the same experience now on Facebook, only it's not, hey, this is what happened through the last year, and you still can get that.
My experience on Facebook is far more negative than receiving a Christmas card. Normally, when I'm on Facebook, I usually click off in disgust, because if I don't, I'm going to write some screed to the person who has said something mildly annoying to me. And so I try to spend as little time on Facebook as possible. And I'm just not interested in that experience that I get from social media. It turns out all the people in the world have opinions, and their opinions suck. So I don't want to read it.
See, I don't go to Facebook for the opinions. I go for the memes and the cat pics, really, at the end of the day.
I will admit my experience is completely unlike some people in my life. My wife says she loves Facebook because all there is pictures of her friends and dogs. Right?
Right.
So
it's a tailored experience.
It is.
Okay. So you went out looking for people to make you angry.
Apparently that's so. But Facebook has failed in so much as now that I'm so angry, I'm curtailing my use of their product. They should have done a better job of delivering me things that made me happy.
I would agree entirely. But speaking of people going out and looking for things to be unhappy about, I have to wag my finger at all of the atheists out there who were upset over Christmas trees. There was a story just a few weeks ago of someone here in New England, a single atheist in a town caused an entire town to take down its Christmas tree because they were upset about it.
What an a-hole.
Yeah, this one person. It's like, dude,
you're an atheist, right?
I am.
Okay, yeah. I think that, first off, I'm willing to forgive anybody who's under the age of 30 who might be participating in this kind of nonsense on Christmas, is trying to look like they're smarter than everyone because of religion and all that sort of thing. But if you've gone over the age of 30 and you're still hung up on Christmas, you're just damaged and you need a counselor. You don't need to share your religious or lack thereof opinions with people.
I would tend to agree, because every atheist that I've ever met who converts from Christianity or deconverts from Christianity or whatever religion, they do go through this period of militancy where they feel like it's their duty to go out and attack religion. But that should wear off, and even when I was attacking religion, I was more about attacking the belief system and the inconsistencies, and not the random Christmas tree or the wreath or whatever.
Right. For me, I went through an atheist period, and in that atheist period, I was insufferable, like so many, teenage atheists are. And at some point, I came to the understanding that one can believe in a God without adhering to every word of a particular religious text. Right? So just because I think that there's some things wrong with the Bible doesn't mean that everybody who believes that is wrong and bad and all those things.
It helped when I got out of Mississippi, because my experience with Christians there was wildly different from my experience with Christians in like Nevada, New Hampshire, or just about anywhere else in the United States.
Sure.
They're significantly less crazy. So I didn't realize back then in my early 20s that a lot of these Christians are actually not evil psychopaths using their religion as an excuse to oppress others. Some of them are genuinely good people.
Yeah, and I think that Christmas is almost a secular holiday. I think it is a secular holiday.
I think Xmas took over Christmas for sure.
Yeah, probably true.
That's how I view it anyway. It's all about shopping and consumerism. The whole religious aspects of it, they really don't matter to most people. 855-450-3733. It's Christmas. This is Free Talk Live.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Balance of nature, changing the world one life at a time.
I started taking them about 7.5 years ago. It was right after I lost my husband. My husband passed away. I was grieving so bad I wasn't eating at all. I mean, I just didn't care. And so I heard the advertisements on the radio, and I thought, well, my family's upset about me. I got to get myself straight, and I started taking them. So I always say they kind of saved my life, you know. They gave me back my life. I would say that.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And we will take an additional 35% off of your first order. This will be a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FTL.
Business owners, you want more customers? Accept cryptocurrencies. There's people all around you just waiting to spend money at your store. If only you would take it. I know, you've been waiting till someone else makes it easy. Well, good news. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com adds Bitcoin to your point of sale, totally free. Use the same equipment you already have, now with Bitcoin. And unlike credit cards, there's no fees. Let the guys at HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com bring new customers to your store. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
There are basically two types of advertising: direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. Call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That number's 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Mark.
And Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com that allows you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash using dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Again, that's local.bitcoin.com. Now, we were called last night by a guy from the Marianas Islands who, Mark, you're much more familiar with the entire concept than I am. But I think the goal is essentially, I think you said during dinner earlier that 5 libertarians there will have the same voting power as all of the libertarians who have thus far on paper moved to New Hampshire.
Well, that would be so, but the Crypto Frontier Project isn't really about liberty as much as it is about building a cryptocurrency cluster, a place where we can, see adoption, where we can see innovation, these sorts of things in the cryptocurrency sphere. And I think that is in and of itself a better idea than just sort of showing up someplace and saying, hey, we're here to fix y'all because of your government stinks.
Now, do you feel that New Hampshire has failed on the crypto front?
No, I think it's one of the most successful places in the world as far as cryptocurrency goes, but it's got 1.2 million people.
Okay.
And you could go to, I could get have all the success they've had in New Hampshire and have the majority of the businesses and create a synergy in the Mariana Islands. If there was one place, one country where you could spend cryptocurrency, then it would be a proof of concept. What would it be like? And that would be pretty impressive. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's a goal.
Okay. Are you with us, Eric? Crypto Frontier?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you have any criticisms on how Mark described it, or is he accurate?
Yeah, I think he did a good job. I would just elaborate a tiny bit that the idea of the cluster isn't new. Most industries cluster together in a certain geographic region to get economies of scale, to get a better political and economic environment for them to operate. You can think of Detroit for the car cluster, Silicon Valley for the tech cluster, and there are dozens of other clusters throughout the US and the world. So we're just trying to take an existing aspect that worked very well and apply it to a new industry.
Okay. Cool.
It's just trying to find the best place. A lot of these things grow organically, right?
Right.
And if you plan ahead, maybe you can grow it in the right place. And I'm not saying that Silicon Valley was the wrong place. I don't know. But, for instance, Nevada is where it is largely because of government regulations surrounding gambling and, those sorts of things.
Right. So you already live in the Marianas Islands, correct?
As of a few days ago, yes. I just moved there.
Okay. Have you had any success at this point getting people there to utilize cryptocurrency at all?
Yeah. In my 4 days here, I've made great strides to signing up a couple businesses and finding some existing people who are in the crypto world here.
Okay. So do you have businesses there that are accepting cryptocurrency already?
Yeah. The local vape shop, they'll take crypto already.
Okay.
And I've discussed with a landlord as well, and they're open to the idea. One thing to realize is that the Mariana Islands is a tourism market, and the tourism flow has changed. It used to be all Japanese. Like it was maybe 80-90% of the tourists were Japanese. Then it shifted to Koreans that make up the majority, but now Chinese are making up the majority. So as the market shifts, the local retailers and businesses are very adaptive. They take payment methods in Korea, they take Alipay, WeChat Pay, and many other payment methods. So the idea of adding on a new payment method isn't as unorthodox here as it might be in the continental US.
Okay. That's a good point. I could definitely see how that would be successful there. I mean, if you've got vendors who are already used to, adapting by taking on WeChat Pay or whatever, or Alipay, I think is another one that's utilized heavily in China.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
they understand when you're a small place, you have to be adaptable, right? When you're California or New York, you can tell the businesses what to do. But if you're a smaller region, you have to be more nimble. And I think the territory has proven its nimbleness with it has the lowest income tax in the entire country. It has a lot of
United
autonomy.
States.
And
well, it's not part of the United States.
Yes, it is.
Right?
It's a territory.
Yeah, it is.
So it's not a state.
Okay.
But it's a territory of the United States, which means that the U.S. government had to kind of negotiate. And I would claim, just from looking at the situation there, from a libertarian standpoint, it's not a libertarian project, but from a libertarian standpoint, that Mariana Islands is freer than any state of the United States.
So what is the end goal of getting let's say you successfully achieve this crypto cluster there in the Marianas Islands. To what end are you doing that? What purpose is it going to serve? Why do you care whether or not cryptocurrency is utilized there?
It's not about being utilized there necessarily. It's about being used at all.
Okay,
well,
why do you
of us
care
would agree that
if
cryptocurrencies have been a great innovation in the world. Having a decentralized financial system has tremendous benefits both for the individual, for efficiency, and for liberty as well. So I think for that reason,
is a libertarian project.
Well, it
just
is.
because something benefits something doesn't mean that's the motivation or
Well, what is
that's
the
project.
motivation behind promoting cryptocurrency?
I'm interested in cryptocurrency gaining more traction and adoption worldwide.
I know,
in
but
order
why?
for that to happen,
Why
there
was
needs
the
to
question?
be a proof of concept. Because I think it's a superior technology. I think the current financial system is too slow. Writing a check takes too long. ACH transfer takes too long. If we want the U.S. economy and the global economy to be more efficient, more productive, and people's lives to be better, we need to improve productivity. And improving the financial system can improve productivity for everyone on the earth. Whether you're in a country with great banks or no banks, you could benefit from crypto being more widely adopted and used. Don't you think?
Yeah,
I would agree entirely.
Yeah, I sent a wire to Uganda some months ago to buy some land for an orphanage that we sponsor here on Free Talk Live, and it was like $35,000. It had to bounce through dozens of banks to get there.
Oh, naturally.
It cost $120. Well, it cost about $60, and then it had to. There was something wrong with. There was this extra space added between, or a lack of a space between two letters. So they sent it back, costing another $60. And then I had to send it again with the proper space. The bank fixed their problem, but I had to pay for it. So the bank made a mistake, and I had to pay. And it cost $180 around. This whole shebang, and it took days. Many days.
That was going to be my question. How long it takes
More
for
than a
that
week
to happen? Yeah, cryptocurrency definitely solves those problems. 855-450-FREE.
What good is living in a free society if you don't live a free life? Being stuck in a job or being locked into a relationship, but you're not free to do what you want. I'm Caleb Jones, and I have taught hundreds of thousands of men how to create low-work, high-income businesses and how to date women under your terms. Watch our free, on-demand replay training with me so you can learn how to create location-independent income and date women the way you want. Go to alpha.freetalklive.com.
I want to tell you about my favorite cryptocurrency wallet, Edge Wallet, at edge.app. Edge is the wallet I use more than any other, and that was true long before Edge Wallet became a sponsor of Free Talk Live. Edge Wallet allows you to buy, sell, trade, and securely hold your cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and more. It's available for both Android and iOS, and you can download it via the Play or App Store or via Edge Wallet's website, edge.app. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing. To be able to move to a place where other people like passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
If you're David, a few well-chosen words can help level the playing field with Goliath. I'm Holland Cook from survivalspeech.com. Recently, I saw a Yellow Pages ad for an appliance repair company, and the headline read, "Why wait for Sears?" If you're going to the Yellow Pages, the Dead Sea Scrolls of advertising, you're ready to buy right now. So this is an attention-grabbing message. And how about the plumber whose radio ad says, "Call by noon Thursday, and we'll be there Saturday at no extra cost"? Smart guy. Most plumbing firms give their crew the weekend off. This one gives them Sunday and Monday off. In the words of a respected advertising executive, cut to the chase, make it quick, and tell me exactly what you can do for me, especially if you're looking for work. For more tips on critical communication skills for the way things are now, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That number's 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Mark.
I want to tell you about the Edge wallet. It's the mobile wallet that I use.
Me too. Just used it today.
I didn't because I didn't have cryptocurrency with me. Anyway, so yeah, I love the wallet. When I do use cryptocurrency, it's always with the Edge wallet. To buy, sell, trade, securely hold cryptocurrencies, it's awesome. It supports Bitcoin Core, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Stellar, and many more. You can find out more about it by going to edge.app, or you can just download it directly from the Google Play or iOS stores. Again, that's edge.app or the Edge wallet if you want to look it up on the stores. It's a wonderful wallet.
I love it.
So we were talking about Christmas cards earlier and just Christmas in general, people being upset about it. And it's weird to me as an atheist to see atheists getting upset about a holiday that is, I alluded to before we went out to the break initially, that doesn't really have any religious connotations anymore.
Right. I mean, you know, the long trotted out facts like Jesus wasn't born on the December 25th. Okay, so and, you know, like all these things that go on. Look, there's been a holiday in that time frame in Europe for a very long time, much longer than Christmas existed. So,
and I saw today that there's like 14 holidays, 14 religious holidays that go on during the month of December. Anyway,
any religion or just Christian?
Just any religion,
Okay.
I think. 14 major.
There's only 12 months. They can, and there's a lot of religious holidays. If you throw all the saint days in, I imagine there's every day of the calendar is some kind of saint's day. And, if you're named after him, it's a holiday, right?
People also like talking about the war on Christmas. From what I can tell, nobody's waging a war on Christmas. Christmas is waging a war on everyone else.
The whole narrative of the war on Christmas is at this point played out.
Oh, for sure.
It's just not there anymore. Like, people aren't even saying that there's a war on Christmas anymore. Maybe they've declared victory and everyone's gone home. I don't know.
I bet Fox News has said it this year.
Perhaps. To me, I'm of the opinion that, first off, if you're getting upset about somebody else's holiday or somebody's well wishes, you probably have issues.
Well, it is a little more pervasive than that. And that's what a lot of theists in the United States really don't get. Is like, how can you get upset that someone believes in a God or whatever? It's because you don't realize just how much God is thrown at you in the United States. It's in every television show. Someone's going to make some sort of reference to God or Jesus or angels or their souls or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's everywhere. It's in music, all pop culture.
But
And Christmas is particularly invasive.
Yeah, well, it is if you consider it a religious holiday. I don't. I've got as many problems
Christians want
with
it to
Christianity
be.
and every other religion out there as any atheist does. I'm just this shy. I am a theist. I believe in a God. However, nobody believes in my God. Almost nobody believes in my God because my God's just good things and that kind of thing. There's no sacred text that surrounds it.
Just going to point out that one of the key elements of the Satanic Bible is that all human beings ultimately do is create their own God and worship it, so you might as well just do that.
Anything that has to do with the Satanic Bible, I want nothing to do with. I mean, it's like,
he's not wrong.
It's an S show. Like, there's no particular reason for it.
But I mean, you worship a God that no one else worships, so you created your own God.
No, I believe he's the only one because I'm a monotheist at heart. You see, I went for belief over knowing.
Right.
Religion is a great deal about knowing, right?
Like, they call it knowing.
They
but
call
it's
it
really
knowing.
Just believing.
Okay, fine. You can call it what you want. But for me, I came through belief. I actually do believe that there's a being. I don't propose to know anything, or beings, I don't know, some set of beings, you got me, whatever. I don't propose to know anything about that, a creative force, so let's call it that. I don't propose to know anything about that creative force other than sort of my own personal experience and whatever revelations have been given to me about my experience. I therefore have to presume that other people's beliefs are relevant to them. And I try to leave it at that until they come at me, at which point I then have to point out inconsistencies that I saw in talking about the Bible or whatever. And that's the one that sets me off. I don't really care about Muslims too much because I never was one. I don't have much use for Judaism or Islam or any of that other stuff because I don't believe any of those things. But I must say I'm mildly interested in whatever the Zoroastrians are doing over there, still hanging out,
Right.
But, that's kind of where it stops. I have an interest in theology, but mainly because I like to sort of pull things apart and take a look at it.
Sure.
And then once it fails in my mind, then, well, whatever.
Well, you make a really good point about, why you would focus on Christianity, not any of the other religions. And it's simply because if you're in the United States and you're being targeted by some religious group, it's almost certainly going to be a Christian one.
But what do you mean by targeted? What's the targeting going to look like? Haven't personally had a lot of problem with religious
even just
groups.
preached to.
Okay. Well, I don't.
Even just somebody coming and knocking on your door and saying, "Have you heard the good news?" Chances are they're going to be a Christian.
Yep, it's true. And the best thing to do in that circumstance
of some description
is to let them know that you don't believe that, and the chances of you ever believing it are slim. And then if they continue,
you tried that?
Yes.
So have I. It does not work.
The guy turned around and walked away when I told him to take his Bible and throw it in the fire.
Okay, see, that's a bit more of an extreme statement, though, than I don't believe that, and you're never going to convince me of that.
It is, but you have to go up from there.
Okay. Start low. I got you. Okay.
And if you have a conversation with somebody, you show some points where, hey, I don't get this, I don't get this, I don't get this. If they initiate the conversation, then I'm okay. with having that conversation. But I don't go finding Christians to bug on any particular issue because, what's the point of that? I mean, that to me is the activity of a teenage atheist.
Yeah, one of the militant ones,
right?
For sure.
And I just have no interest in that particular activity. But
historically, Christians have made it a point to target me and bother me.
You do look the opposite of Christian, whatever that is.
Right.
And
when I lived in the South, I was just standing there at the pharmacy waiting on something. I don't remember what it was. And this pastor from a church came up to me and tried to force his card on me. So I said, no, I'm an atheist. I'm not interested. He said, I don't believe in atheists. So I said, that's
I'm sure
fine.
he thought that was clever.
I said, that's fine. I exist whether you believe in me or not. And I ended up setting his card down on the counter because he refused to take it back. I said, I don't want this. I'm going to throw it in the trash.
Well, he just took
It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
You may decide that, but it was also him taking the stand that you are going to have everlasting life, right? And that's a pretty positive stand for somebody to take.
I don't want to be immortal.
Well,
why would anybody want to be immortal?
The presumption that he's making is that you already are. And that you're going to have eternal life, whether it's good or bad, right? And he wants you to have what he considers to be the good eternal life. This is a positive statement from this gentleman, and I generally try to start there, which is thank you.
So you're assuming his intentions, though, and I think he was more interested in this life than the next one.
Well, you presume that he wants money from you to build the next addition to his church.
I don't know if it was more about money, just more of a ego thing. Oh, look at this. Look at this lost, wayward child.
We're all driven by ego.
Certainly.
And so, that doesn't surprise me. But yeah, I mean, if you want to bring somebody into the truth, I'm constantly trying to convince people that they shouldn't initiate violence against other people. That's my moral code, and I'm trying to get other people to believe it. And so, I don't consider that to be
that's a really small bar, though, because almost everyone does believe that, or they will at least profess belief in that. You know what?
They'll
You're
profess
right.
belief in it.
We shouldn't hit other people. But then, out of their very next statement, they will say something like, well, except if I really want to hit them, then it's totally okay, right?
Well,
it's wrong
to
punch
think that,
people,
yeah.
but, Nazis? Oh, it's totally okay to punch them.
Or it's fine if I get the government to do my dirty work for me.
Yeah, like how many exceptions are you going to carve out to this? It's a maxim. It's always true. Aggression is wrong. 855-450-3733. Let us know if you agree with that statement. Is aggression always wrong?
What if you could cut your heating bills this winter with your existing wood-burning fireplace and not spend thousands doing it? You can with Great Wall of Fire fireplace grates. Our U.S. patented made-in-America Wall of Fire grates increase fireplace efficiency, eliminate fireplace smoke problems, and come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. See our grates in action and get free shipping from walloffire.com or call 800-274-7364. Fireplace heat without fireplace smoke. walloffire.com.
Warning, if you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-976-1460. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-976-1460. That's 1-800-976-1460. 1-800-976-1460.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com, or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
Free Talk Live.
I told him, look, there is one place we can agree, and that is our belief that the Creator is the most sacred and clean and holy essence we know about. And he goes, yup. And I led him through a bunch of yups. Hearing, sight, yup. And then I said, and the last thing that I can think of is sacred is our sexuality. You could hear a pen drop. And he had been queer-bashing up a storm. And I simply said to him, you know, folks who think they're having an argument with their neighbor's sexuality are actually having an argument with the Creator who made us this way. And that's when he started screaming at me.
Wow.
Because you can't really be a follower of Buddha or Jesus or Moses and be a queer-basher.
Free Talk Live. 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern. Live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Now you can follow LRN.FM on the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That number's 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Mark.
And, you know, before we went out just there, I left with the question of, is aggression always wrong? And that's a fitting question because we have a story. I'm sure most of the people out there have heard about it. A 16-year-old rape victim who killed her rapist.
Yes.
And now is being tried for murder.
Yes, that's what happened. From Washington Post, this is a young lady named Crystal who apparently was sexually molested or raped or something by a man named Volar. And the police were, kind of looking at him, but they hadn't sort of done anything with him at that point. And she did something, which was after she got raped, she went back and shot him in the head twice.
So it's important to point out here that she did not commit an act of self-defense.
Not from a libertarian standpoint. This was retributive.
Right.
I think I would call it that. But
so it's not like he was in the act of raping her and she shot him in the head.
Right. But libertarianism does not prohibit retributive justice. It says that you cannot initiate violence.
I think it does because you're initiating something back is initiating it.
Well, I don't think so.
Once an event is over,
yes,
to create a new event and use the past event as justification, that's a new initiation. It's a new event. It's a new altercation.
As long as we're clear that is a position that you are putting out and other libertarians agree with you, and that there is
I don't think anyone else agrees with me. But Ian, maybe.
There are quite a few.
Okay.
And there are other people who have the opinion that it's a tit-for-tat situation. That
eye for an eye.
A person here who sexually abuses a 16-year-old multiple times and films it is open to retributive justice from that person.
I'm not going to say she isn't. I'm just saying morally I oppose it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I understand where you're coming from, and I think it's an interesting position. I think much is to be gained by forgiveness, but not everybody's ready for forgiveness at that time. And it's fascinating. I found out about this story about a week ago. I have lost zero sleep over this dead killer or this dead molester.
This dead rapist,
so,
yeah.
I
can't say I'm not going to lose any sleep over his death either.
That's where I'm looking at here. Okay. I have lost sleep over certain acts of violence I've read about on the internet. This isn't one of them.
Okay. So
anyway,
tell us what happened.
Yeah, so she was, it goes on, let's see. This is one of those wordy articles that I have here, but both sides agree to certain facts about what was brought before them here. When Crystal was 16, she met a 33-year-old man named Randy Volar.
Twice her age.
Yeah, Volar, which I don't have a problem with if we're talking about something consensual.
Is this consensual, or is this I was underage and he took advantage of me and I consented then, but I wish I hadn't?
I'll read this to you and you can make your own determinations.
Okay.
When Volar was 16, she met 33-year-old Randy Volar. Volar sexually abused Crystal multiple times and filmed it. She wasn't the only one. In February 2018, police arrested Volar on charges including child sexual assault, but then they released him without bail. Volar, a white man, which, you can make that mean what you'd like, remained free for 3 months, even after police discovered evidence that he was abusing about a dozen underage black girls. He remained free until Crystal, then 17, went to his house one night in June and allegedly shot him in the head twice. She lit his body on fire, police said, and left and fled in his car.
Not that it's a sound step of logic, but I'm willing to bet that if she shot him twice in the head and set him on fire, that she probably did not consent to the sex acts
That's
that
what
she
I'm thinking.
Undertook with him.
She certainly regretted them deeply. And I don't know,
I tend to think, based on that alone, he probably raped her.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because it's hard to get mad enough about something to set someone on fire. They must have unless you're similarly insane, they must have seriously wronged you.
There you go. A few days later, she confessed. District Attorney Michael Gravely, whose office knew about the evidence against Volar but waited to prosecute him, charged Crystal right away with arson and first-degree intentional homicide, an offense that carries a mandatory life sentence in Wisconsin.
So they had evidence that he was doing this to other girls, and I'm going to characterize it as raping them because there's no reason to believe he wasn't if he got a reaction like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he was raping underage girls. And the investigating police force knew about it and was investigating it for 3 months. Is that correct?
Right. They just kept doing it. Yes.
Meanwhile,
they could have investigated while he was in jail, too.
He also kept doing it. Evidently.
That's what I'm, I don't have, the article isn't as clear as it could possibly be on that, but that's what I believe. I mean, it's unlikely that he stopped, but maybe he did. Gravely, this is the prosecutor, says he believes Crystal's crime was premeditated. The evidence, he argues, shows she planned to murder Volar so she could steal his BMW. Now, this kind of brought me to a stop for a second because I'm like, well, I don't live in a world where I would do anything to anyone to take their car, no matter what car that is. So I had to sort of stop and think, and that would, to me, be sort of an unacceptable thing. Not that, but I believe that the previous interactions between these two, should they have, if it was consensual
it
sex,
sounds like she took the car as restitution.
It could have been she just wanted to get away, and that was the easiest way to do it. I don't know.
Also true.
I don't know anything. Crystal, now 19, maintains she was defending herself, speaking publicly from jail for the first time. By the way, she doesn't get to go home with no bail. She said that when she told Volar she didn't want to have sex that night, he pinned her to the floor. I didn't intentionally try to do this, she said. So,
well, let's go to the phones real quick. We've got Joe calling from Michigan. Joe, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yeah, I understand the whole non-aggression principle and all that, but, there are people in this world that they deserve what they get, man. They deserve a bullet to the head, or they deserve to be, whatever happens to them.
Who is going to make the determination about what they deserve?
Well, I think the victim or the victim's family, 16 years old, man. I mean, you're 30-some years old, and he's raping her. I don't feel sorry for this guy. I don't feel sorry for Epstein. I mean, I think what happened.
Do you think he killed
in
himself?
A lot of these cases. I don't think he killed himself, but
I think he's living the high life in Cambodia.
He only got away with it for so long because of who he was and who he knew.
Sure.
But there are people on this planet. They just, the only reason they're not dead is because it's illegal to kill them, and the stuff they've done to people. If some girl shoots her dad who's been molesting her or something like that, good.
It's highly unlikely to be
That's
your
the way I
dad.
feel.
The dad is the least likely person in a family unit to do any kind of molesting. Just saying. Now, the stepfather, on the other hand, the uncle, these people are much more likely. But, in the United States.
The point stands, though.
It does. Yeah. If she does.
Well, I mean, at that point, an ongoing, continuous act like that, the lines become blurred on whether or not it's retribution or self-defense. Like if you have a 14-year-old girl who's just consistently being raped by her uncle, is it self-defense or retribution for her to put a bullet in his head? I would say no. He's been doing this for long enough that she has a reasonable expectation to be afraid. There's no need to let the event happen before you prevent it.
In the Bible, there's a story of a girl named Dinah, one of Jacob's daughters, and she was raped, and her brothers went and wiped out the whole village.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, that's one of the reasons for our current judicial justice system is to prevent things just like that. Basically, it's to prevent the sort of clan warfare that often pops up.
Yeah, wiping out an entire village because of what one person did would definitely not qualify as retribution or any form of justice.
Sends a message.
I understand all that. I just think when you don't punish people who commit murder or who steal somebody's childhood from them or something like that, when you give them lean sentences and they only spend a couple years in jail or whatever, and they rape little kids or whatever, that's not justice, or somebody commits first degree murder and they live off the taxpayers the rest of their life,
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for the call. I can't say I really have a better solution. I understand that people want to see aggressors, wrongdoers brought to some sort of punishment.
I've got some ideas that I'd like to discuss. Sure.
Awesome. We'll get into that in just a moment. What are your thoughts on justice and vengeance? Is this girl an aggressor? 855-450-3733.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,485, silver at $17.43, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,297. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, with President Trump's signing of the National Defense Authorization Act on Friday, he created the newest and sixth branch of the military. The first since the last branch, the U.S. Air Force, was formally established in 1947. General John Raymond, the commander of U.S. Space Command and Air Force Space Command, indicated that 16,000 active-duty airmen and civilians currently serving in the Air Force Space Command will be assigned to the just-established Space Force. From there, it will begin to get slowly up and running as its own branch. Without sharing details of the plan, a senior Air Force official said on background, because he was not authorized to speak on the record, there will be 30, 60, and 90-day benchmarks to meet. Where it took 3 years to stand up the Air Force, he said the Space Force hopes to be off and running in 18 months or less. That includes, he added, sending a 4-star officer to represent the service on the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The new command's social media and recruitment efforts were fast up and running. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven, and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Prominent human rights activist Tito Magadi was abducted in broad daylight by 5 unknown people in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and is now being detained by police. Activist Post reports that Margadi works as a public affairs officer with the Legal and Human Rights Center. He was abducted on Friday at around 10 o'clock in the morning as he was on his way to purchase a new mobile phone. That's according to a statement by the LHRC. Police denied having any information about Magadi's whereabouts when the LHRC first reported him missing on Friday. Magadi's abduction echoes a chilling trend toward the disappearances of journalists, human rights defenders, and opposition leaders in Tanzania since 2015, when the president, John Magufuli, first took office. The mythical Florida man has gotten a bad rap, with the meme buttressing a stereotypical narrative that gives one pause when looking at news stories from the Sunshine State. But in this case, the Florida man is actually a real-life hero, whose actions represent the giving spirit of the holiday season. The Mind Unleashed reports that when U.S. military veteran Michael Esmond got his utility bill for December, he couldn't help but recall how he had once failed to keep his home warm as he struggled with financial difficulty. Since that time, Esmond has seen his fortunes improve as he became the owner of a successful small business called Gulf Breeze Pools and Spas in the Florida city of Gulf Breeze. With his past misfortunes in mind, Esmond felt like paying it forward as he went to pay off his gas bill for December. Esmond contacted his local utility provider and asked if he could pay off the utility bills for those households that were at risk of having their gas and power disconnected. He eventually paid $4,600 worth of debts for 36 families. Rather than receive warnings that their homes will go dark, families will now receive cards from Esmond. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Odds are, if you've looked outside recently, you've noticed that all dogs everywhere are running. Scientists can't explain why all over the world, dogs of every breed are running nonstop. I'm joined now by animal behavior expert Dr. Charles Davenport. Charles, what can you tell us?
All we know for sure is that the dogs are running fast.
But we don't know why the dogs are running?
There are a few reasons that dogs normally run. Because they're excited or scared, or they see something they want far away, or because they're happy. However, usually, they don't run at the same time or in the same direction.
Do we have any idea where the dogs are running?
West. All the dogs are running west.
Do we expect the dogs to ever stop running?
We don't know. Animal behavior can evolve over time. Maybe running forever is just what the dogs do now.
Dr. Davenport, is there any chance that the running dogs are somehow related to last night's blue meteor shower? Or the fact that horses are screaming?
Inconclusive.
Well, please keep us posted. Up next, where are all the children?
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That number's 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Mark.
And we've been talking about this 16-year-old girl who, as far as we can tell, was probably raped, like fully actually raped, and shot this dude twice in the head, set him on fire, and then took his car. And now she's facing murder charges by a DA that was much quicker to act in her case than they were against the actual rapist, who you said dozens of other victims?
Yeah, right. So at this point, this guy never had a trial, so it's not easy to say what happened and what didn't happen. But he was being investigated for dozens sexually molesting dozens of young ladies under the age in many cases. And Crystal, the one in question here, claims that he was sexually assaulting her at the time that she shot him.
Right.
And
but she was a consenting victim on occasion, or at least that's what's implied by the story.
It has an implication, but there's no statement here that she was consenting. There's no consent statement here that she was sexually,
Well, she kept going back.
Well, but how? There's some questions there. If you go to a place where you have been raped over and over again, and that place you don't call that place home, then one has to wonder.
Well, before we get too deeply into it, let's go to the phones. We've got Jason calling from Arkansas, wants to talk about impeachment. Jason, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hello, yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's on your mind?
Yeah, so, I've been watching this whole impeachment circus thing going on in the media, and, I've been kind of thinking, Trump really hasn't done a whole lot for us in the time that he's been president like he's promised, and
What did you, just for the sake of curiosity, because I didn't really pay much attention to anything that the federal government does, but what did you expect Trump to do for you?
Well, I wanted a wall. That's the first thing.
He tried that, even with military spending.
Right.
And I was surprised at that getting shot down.
He has a lot more power that he could utilize than he actually is that would be legitimate for a president to use.
Like?
Such as a certain individual, I'm not going to go into great detail about, but he's been lied about a lot, but he utilized his position to tighten up border security and improve the economy in his nation when he became leader.
So he tightened up border security in his nation.
I would like to know more about these individuals that he could utilize.
I think we really need somebody like that person. I kind of think we need somebody with a stronger backbone, such as the person that I am describing.
Well, who is the person you're describing?
Well, he's been lied about a lot. He's not around anymore, but he's from Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're going to say here, and I'm going to cut you off before you get to it. I don't see Hitler being any sort of improvement over Trump. They both are awful. That much is true. But Hitler, as far as orders of magnitude go, I think Trump is a bit less dangerous and deadly than Hitler aspired to be.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that the world has come down on the how they feel about Hitler thing pretty thoroughly.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty clear.
I mean, that what I think is interesting about Hitler is that he is this sort of stand-in for all that is evil, right? Like he was on the opposing side to Joseph Stalin. The United States took Joseph Stalin's side. Joseph Stalin ending up killing more people than Hitler could have.
I mean, they even called him Uncle Joe back
right.
then. I mean,
yep,
they were tight with the Ruskies.
And so Hitler is hated beyond even his millions killed number, in so much as he's worse than every other. No one brings up Genghis Khan, who is likely the killingest person to ever stand on planet Earth.
You think so?
Yeah.
I would guess that that's a huge population to have killed in the time that Genghis Khan would have lived.
Yep. Sure was. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
and by the way, you want to say something
that.
you want to say something good about Genghis Khan? It was said that a maiden could carry a basket full of gold on her head from one side of the empire to the other without being bothered. And that
now, isn't Genghis Khan still widely revered in Mongolia?
Sure, and he's widely hated in China.
Naturally.
So, yeah, I mean,
but there's nowhere in the world that you can go to really find a nation that's like, that Hitler guy, he really wasn't that bad. He brought a lot of civilization,
people will say,
right?
He made the trains run on time, right? Like there's a little plus, but yeah,
Okay,
he's
sure.
pretty widely hated. He's about the least liked person. So I think that if you're going to use Hitler as some kind of model, you should use him as the model for what he is, the thing not to be. Right. So, the sort of strongman leader willing to make the hard decisions that harm lots of people. You should try not to be that.
I mean, it didn't work out very well for Hitler or the Nazi regime or the ideology that he was attempting to, propagate. None of this worked out. Hitler didn't achieve any of his goals. So when you say, we need someone more like Hitler, which to be fair, the caller didn't say, but it was pretty obvious what he was getting at.
It was that or Mussolini, I guess.
Yeah. Hitler failed at everything he attempted to do.
He was probably crazy also. Yeah. There's not a lot of evidence that he was really very good at much except achieving power in a nation that had felt vilified for a long time.
Now, if the contention is that we need a president in office who perpetually and consistently fails at everything he attempts to do, I would agree entirely. We need the entire government to just constantly fail anytime they attempt to do anything.
If the Democrats are attempting to achieve some kind of check on the supreme executive in the United States, the chief executive in the United States. You're not supposed to say supreme when you're talking about the United States. The chief executive in the United States. Even though I think that they've really got a really crappy case that they've put together or whatever. And this is probably the Republican in me talking, right?
Yeah, this whole impeachment thing is about that bribe,
it's
in
not
quotation
a bribe.
marks.
Quid pro quo.
Yeah, that he offered to Ukraine.
Quid pro quo.
Yeah,
that's what it's about. He asked for a favor, and the presumption is that there was some kind of quid pro quo involved in there, some kind of bribe, and that he wasn't going to release funds, and then whatever.
Didn't Barack Obama get caught actively red-handed using the FBI to wiretap the Trump campaign?
Hey, look. There's accusations all over the place on this, and I'm not, I can't say one way or the other.
They're all corrupt, money-hungry, power-grabbing psychopaths.
But I have a question.
Okay.
If the Democrats are attempting to achieve a check on the presidency, which you would and I would agree is an office that is out of control when it comes to power, should we as libertarians support that check, even though we don't think it's the a particularly likely scenario that they're putting out there, but should we support it just because any check on the chief executive is a good thing? I don't know what to,
in this particular case,
what to take.
I prefer to take things on a case-by-case basis.
Of course you should. Yeah, sure.
And in this particular case, I would say no.
Okay.
Because however horrifying Trump is, Mike Pence is exponentially worse. Mike Pence is the reason that gay conversion therapy is enshrined as legitimate in the 2016 Republican platform.
Mike Pence will have almost exactly 1 year in the presidency, and he won't get the honeymoon that a new president gets. So I would say that Mike Pence would probably be, if Trump were impeached tomorrow, removed from office tomorrow because of impeachment, Mike Pence took office, he would never have any momentum to get anything done. And so he would be so weak that I would still say, meh.
Because of the power that has been concentrated in the executive branch, I'm not sure how much momentum he would actually need to bring back, like, Don't Ask, Don't Tell, or to abolish the Civil Rights Act, or to strike sexual orientation and gender identity and all of these other strides that we've made socially. I don't think he needs any sort of momentum to do that. 855-450-3733, 855-450-FREE, as in Free Talk Live.
Anarchapulco is the world's foremost conference for voluntarist thinkers and activists, held in beautiful Acapulco, Mexico. Share ideas on how to live free and escape the clutches of the state. Their unparalleled lineup of speakers will discuss entrepreneurship, investments, politics, philosophy, health, sustainability, lifestyles, and personal relationships. Stay in a world-class resort and enjoy the sun and beaches. February the 13th through the 16th, visit Anarchapulco.com for early bird pricing and 10% off with coupon code FTL. Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at mark@freetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. mark@freetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com. Have you heard of LibertyCon? LibertyCon is not only a convention with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO and co-founder John Mackey and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith, but it's also unique because you get a chance to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations, one-on-one for the purpose of career advancement, business, and internship opportunities. April 3rd through 5th in Washington, D.C. You can learn more by visiting libertycon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on your registration. That's libertycon.com.
The political world is a maddening cesspool of corruption and lies. Nobody tells the truth. Nobody keeps campaign promises. Nobody obeys the Constitution. Nobody puts the people first. How can we ever escape this web of tyranny? Vote for nobody.
Hi, my name is Nobody. I'm running for governor of New Hampshire because nobody knows how to live your life better than you do, and nobody deserves that kind of power. I want to put you back in control of your money, your lifestyle, your work, your body, and your life. Nobody should rule you but you. New Hampshire convicts many people of so-called crimes that should never have been prosecuted. If elected, I will pardon every victimless crime in New Hampshire history. This includes drug, gambling, prostitution, gun, and driving offenses. Nobody should have a criminal record when they have not harmed anybody.
Wouldn't it be nice to have nobody telling you what to do? Learn more at electnobody.com. electnobody.com.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That number's 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Mark.
And do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Well, now with AnyPay, you can earn passive income for every purchase at these businesses if you get them to sign up. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You make it happen, you get the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at anypayinc.com. Again, that's anypayinc.com. They're going to be paying ongoing commissions for signing up businesses to accept Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You do the work, you get the rewards every sale. I'm excited about that program because the more places that accept Bitcoin Cash and Dash, the less cash I have to use. So I think it's good all around.
Yeah, I think it's great. And I'm looking forward to going to the Mariana Islands and seeing if we can set up this crypto cluster and seeing if we can drive adoption in one particular place.
That's true.
I don't know if I'm going to stay or anything, but I am going to check it out.
Okay, cool. Well, let us know how it goes.
I shall.
Let's get right back into the phones. We got Tom from New Hampshire calling. Tom, you're on Free Talk Live.
Not to change the subject or anything, but who you reckon's going to win the Super Bowl this year?
Who's playing?
The Patriots and some other team.
Question because the New England Patriots have already won the Super Bowl on February 3rd of this year. But
I see.
To get back to the subject, though, the caller was trying to compare Hitler and Donald Trump. It's always best, since the Holocaust is like orders of magnitude terrible, it's better to speak of slavery, the particular slavery that existed legally before the 13th Amendment in this country, and instead of talking about, comparing, let's say, forging driver's licenses so people can get into a bar with forging passports so people can get past the Nazis and escape to Switzerland, is compare it to forging birth certificates so people can get past the slave patrols and escape to Pennsylvania and then ultimately to Canada, because that slavery was perfectly legal in this country.
Slavery is perfectly legal today as long as the state is the one who owns the slaves. All they did was socialize slavery with the 13th Amendment.
Yeah, but that particular slavery, you compare it to that slavery, the rule of law is preempted by the unalienable right to liberty in the case of that slavery, just like, the rule of law is preempted by unalienable rights not to be gassed, not to be forced into gas chambers and massacred just for the crime of being Jewish.
So is your contention that, what are you saying Trump should have been compared to here?
He should be compared with slavery. And
slavery is an idea. Trump is a person.
Yeah, well, the people who support Trump, the people who supported the crazy people who supported slavery, they're a bunch of no-good bigots who wanted, to keep enslaving these innocent people. You got people who just don't give a fire truck about the plight of Guatemalans who are trying to move into this country so they can earn a decent living and stuff like that. They're just worthless bigots who, just a couple centuries ago would have been opposing the abolitionists, the people with correct opinions.
So I want to address the idea that chattel slavery and sort of modern day, what I call modern day free-range serfdom. I think that that's a better terminology for the continuum of bondage that we have. there's certainly some comparisons.
Free-range serfdom.
I like free-range serfdom.
I like that term as well.
Because the reason I do it is because if you use the term, Aria, slavery to describe
I was referring to
citizenship.
the prison system.
Okay. I was referring to citizenship. Terribly sorry. But we do have a prison system in the United States that functions a lot like slavery did. Yeah, sure. No doubt. It's not nearly as efficient an output, would be my guess. But what do they care about efficiency? They've already got government. You have to pay for it whether they're efficient or not.
Yeah. Well, Tom, I appreciate the call. You're welcome to call back anytime. I'm not sure I want to say that people who support Trump or that Trump himself is a bigot in the way that you seem to brand his supporters.
I think that that people feel something of desperation when it comes to sort of restricting immigration. They see a system that is not working. They see a system that enslaves people that come to this country for a better life, that puts them at the hands of big agri owners and those sorts of things. They see people who are availing themselves of tax dollars, tax programs, when they themselves would not do that, and they consider it wrong. And I agree with them.
Well, get rid of the tax programs then, right?
Right. I mean, that's the thing. But they feel helpless to do that. Somehow they
don't feel helpless to
build a wall. That's what's strange, is that they know intuitively. They want small government, but they know intuitively that they can grow government more easily than they can shrink it. So they advocate for the growth of government while we attempt to shrink it. And that I find to be a real difficult, square to circle or circle to square or whatever it is.
Yeah, before he went off the rails talking about Hitler, the caller we had earlier, when I asked him what he expected Trump to do, his answer was
build a wall. Yes, he wanted a wall.
I don't want a wall, and if there is going to be a wall, I hope that we find a way to get C4 into the hands of Mexicans who want to come to the United States, as long as no one's going to be injured by said explosion.
Any wall that's been built. I had predicted before Trump was elected that somebody could go to Home Depot and with a few $100s deal with these metal wall barrier things that they've got there. And sure enough, that's what they're doing. They're just cutting holes.
Well, is it the idea that they have to have this great big Berlin Wall style wall, and it has to be armed with sentries and turret guns?
Everybody has an idea. The best one I ever heard was building a canal.
I was there for that.
I thought that was delightful. Building a canal between the United States and Mexico. It's just like, huh.
You will create a bunch of beachfront property.
And a bunch of jobs.
Yes. You also create, what was it, like 5,000 Mount Everests?
It was an incredible amount of volume of earth.
But you're
would
not
have to be moved.
And even then, I'm not sure it would be effective because people swim across the ocean from Cuba with varying degrees of success. Well, some have
swim. They probably there's probably, but mostly they get some kind of crappy little boat.
Well, that would work for the canal as well.
I guess. I mean, I don't know that I wouldn't build the canal for the purpose of keeping people out of this country.
True.
What I would do is I would propose a compromise, which is that we change the amendments, change the laws that say having a baby in the United States, the person born in the United States soil becomes a U.S. citizen. That's not necessarily a constitutional admonition or anything like that. Then I would say people who come here can participate in a program of sort of naturalization that can last several generations, and that there must be an actual requirement for citizenship, not you have to be able to pass some kind of exam or something like that.
See, I follow the side of getting rid of the state and getting rid of citizenship entirely.
But if you're going to have this messed up system, it's not going to go. This problem isn't going to go away.
The messed up system should at least work. 855-450-3733.
I can definitely say that I have found the best cryptocurrency wallet. Certainly the best named one. I'm Mark Edge, and I love the Edge wallet. I've been using it for the last few months. You can buy, sell, trade, and hold your cryptocurrency securely. I trust my holdings of all the major cryptocurrencies to Edge wallet, and you should too. No long phrases to memorize, just a username and password. Secure your freedom with Edge wallet. Get it now on Apple or Android in the App Store or at edge.app.
Do you ever feel like you're in jail, a virtual jail, because of your job or maybe your current relationship where you're not allowed to do what you really want to do? I'm Caleb Jones, and I have taught hundreds of thousands of men how to create low-work, high-income businesses and how to date women under your terms. Watch our free on-demand replay training with me so you can learn how to create location-independent income and date women the way you want. Go to alpha.freetalklive.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance a cause. The cause for which I work is personal freedom. I believe my life is best when I engage in voluntary interactions and self-government. I reject the idea that anyone else has a higher claim to my life or my body than I do. I see people who call themselves the government as a threat to my personal freedom. I realize you may feel differently, but my relationship with the people who call themselves the government is completely involuntary. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That number's 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Mark.
And the next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to spend, earn, store, and exchange digital money in seconds. Divvy says you'll be able to send money around the globe in only a swipe and instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. There's no need to wait, though, as Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with their multi-tiered master nodes, allowing anyone to earn by supporting the Divvy network. When the new wallet launches, because of Divvy's relationship with Western Union, Divvy will be in more than 200 countries, including the United States. You can learn more at divvyproject.org. Once more, that's divvyproject.org. Cryptocurrency. Evidently, Craig Wright is a a liar and a lunatic, and I'm okay saying these things because he's pretty definitively clarified himself.
He's got a large body of work to support that statement.
So evidently, one of his claims is that he entrusted Kleiman, who is now dead,
a man named Kleiman.
With 1 million Bitcoins. That's not $1 million worth of Bitcoin. It's 1 million individual Bitcoin tokens.
Any idea when that was? Just the year would give me some idea of how much money this was.
It was worth $100,000 at the time.
Okay, so 10 cents. So this was sometime in 2010.
Yeah, that would
maybe,
be...
maybe the very earliest days of 2011, but probably 2010, late 2010.
Evidently, June the 9th, 2011 is the date. So
June the 9th? It was a dime?
Yes,
I hardly find that believable, but all right.
So evidently, Craig Wright sent this email, or there was an email regarding Craig Wright saying that he was entrusting that amount of Bitcoin to a trust that was going to be managed by Kleiman and at least 2 other people, but not more than 7 people. And if Craig Wright isn't lying, then all of these people are supposed to come together on January the 1st of 2020 and give him back his 1 million, that's $8 billion worth of Bitcoin.
And what if they don't?
I don't see it happening anyway.
No. I mean, I've never heard of one of these people. Largely when Craig Wright claims to be Satoshi, people giggle.
Why would Satoshi entrust a trust with...
I have no clue why Satoshi would do that or not, but
I'm going to say Satoshi didn't.
Satoshi Nakamoto is the creator of Bitcoin and presumably was around from the very first day because he created it and could have mined Bitcoin on a laptop. Why he would have created this trust, I don't know. Maybe the trust was intended to enrich those people, the 7 people or something. But I've never heard of anyone claiming that Craig Wright is Satoshi Nakamoto and they know because they're on some board of a trust that is going to return him his coins.
Well, from what I can tell, this particular idiocy is unrelated to his similarly idiotic claims that he is Satoshi Nakamoto.
Okay.
From what I can tell, this is distinct from that. This is him trying to prove that, he was part of Bitcoin in the very early days.
All right.
Is what I'm gathering. And that he has 1.1 million Bitcoin, but he entrusted it to these other people. And they're going to turn it back over to him because for some reason he couldn't just hang on to it himself. I mean, you can't do that with Bitcoin. The whole point of Bitcoin is to hold on to it yourself and not essentially trust a bank or some partnership to hold on to it for you.
Well, I mean, anybody could potentially be separated from their money. So, I mean, I'm not, the fact that Satoshi Nakamoto, if Craig Wright were Satoshi Nakamoto and created this amazing technology, that doesn't mean that he wouldn't make some bad decision and try to give $100,000 to some group of friends in the form of cryptocurrency in order to A, promote the cryptocurrency, B, enrich the friends in some way and maybe himself. People make bad financial decisions all the time. I guess we're just going to know in about a week's time whether or not Craig Wright is telling the truth on this subject. Is this some kind of, am I to believe this is some kind of smart contract where the coins automatically return to him? Or is this some situation where, somebody says, oh, well, time to send Craig his coins back, and they do?
I'm fairly sure that smart contracts weren't conceived in 2011, so I think it's more of he's trusting these individual actors to actually go through it.
That's what I think, too.
And return the private keys to him, and that's a lot. $8 billion is what he's trusting these people to return to him.
And when you say return the private keys, that's just a complicated way of saying send him the money. Because I would never turn over the private keys of a wallet to somebody. I would send them Bitcoin to their wallet.
Would there be a substantial difference between the two?
Yes. You're not turning over the private keys when you send something to somebody's wallet. You're sending it to them. You're giving it to them. And then they have their own private keys.
Sure. Anyway, let's go to the phones. We've got Josh calling from Minnesota. Josh, you're on Free Talk Live.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's on your mind?
Jews will not replace.
Yeah, sorry. Nice try. Try again later. We actually have a dump button here in the studio anyway, but I mean, you immediately start yelling. It's kind of obvious you're about to say something stupid. But even if you had gotten it out, we do have a dump button here that can erase whatever idiocy it was you wanted to say.
So, from a philosophical standpoint, do you think it's better to use the dump button to stop? Because that guy didn't cuss.
No, I saw what he was getting at and hit the hold and dump button before he could.
He just did the same chant that they did at Charlottesville. Likely a Cantwell fan, and did that whole what Jews will not replace us chant or whatever. And
how many Jews are there in the world?
I don't know.
How insecure do you have to be worried about being replaced by Jews?
But it's
no
never
wonder
crossed
they're
my
incels,
mind.
Right?
It never crossed my mind, and I don't know about that. But I'm just asking. Do you think it? I guess the idea of erasing it is that they won't call back in because they're not getting on the air, right? But do they know that? A, are they listening in a manner that actually gets dumped?
He was listening via YouTube, so I mean he would.
So he will not be dumped by his own recollection.
Sure, but I mean he didn't get that far, so
right.
I would prefer if I can see it coming to not have to utilize the dump button, right? Because that erases 6 seconds of conversation, and not all of that was actually unacceptable. But I mean, when you call and you immediately lead off with that, I mean, come on, man.
Right. Well, I get where you're coming from. I'm just kind of curious as to what the thought process is. I don't know what the right thing to do with a caller that makes some annoying comment like that. But, hey, I'd kind of like to know what mind-numbed, mouth-breathing moron thinks that Jews are attempting to replace us. How are they attempting to replace us? I mean, what do I need to be on the watch out for here? I mean, I'm curious. I know when I took a 23andMe test that I came up a small percentage Jewish, and it actually was on the matriarchal line. So I'm, by Judaistic standards, a Jew. Now, I don't consider myself that. I wasn't raised that. But I'm curious. No one ever gave me the handbook for world domination either. And, I just want to know, what is this way that Jews are going to take over?
Unfortunately, we'll probably never know because they seem to have a difficult time calling in and not, throwing out F-bombs and things that just cannot be. I don't think you're putting too much faith in people to expect one of these insane people to call the show and actually put forward any sort of sensible argument about why or how this figment of their imagination that develops because of their insecurities and inability to get laid has warped their minds so, and what justification they have for that. I just don't see it happening. But if you think you can do it, 855-450-3733, 855-450-FREE.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with Reputation Defender. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with Reputation Defender. Call 800-831-0771 now. That's 800-831-0771. For your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with Reputation Defender. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-831-0771 to learn more. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771.
Hey, everybody.
everyone. Proactive MD has an incredible offer for our radio listeners only. Stay tuned for our exclusive offer that includes a free charcoal pore cleansing brush and free shipping. Proactive MD with prescription strength adapalene can heal and prevent future breakouts. Today, for just $19.95, we're offering listeners the 3-piece Proactive MD system with free shipping, plus a free gift, the new charcoal pore cleansing brush. Get this exclusive offer by calling now, 1-800-583-8662, or go to proactive.com and enter promo code RADIO. You heard right, Proactive MD, plus free shipping and a free gift, the new charcoal pore cleansing brush. You'll get all this for just $19.95 and their 60-day money-back guarantee. You're guaranteed to get clear and stay clear, or you get your money back. Call now, 1-800-583-8662. That's 1-800-583-8662. Or go to proactive.com and enter promo code RADIO. Again, go to proactive.com and enter promo code RADIO.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That number's 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Mark.
And today, a lot of people are trying to take control of their own health. They want to avoid the pain of getting sick, the lost time at work, and costly medical bills. Well, good nutrition is key to looking and feeling great. However, eating right all the time can be a challenge. Travel and work schedules get in the way. You may not have the desire or time to shop and cook the right foods. So Balance of Nature has the solution. With just 3 of the Balance of Nature fruit capsules and 3 of their veggie capsules, you get 10 servings of fruits and vegetables, and that's a lot of nutrition. Go online and become a preferred customer, which gives you the best pricing and free shipping. After your 3rd month, Balance of Nature will ship to you at no additional charge an additional set of fruits and veggies. But this is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FTL. Again, that's balanceofnature.com. Now, moving right along here, the Afghanistan Papers was a thing that came out a few months ago, and that probably should have gotten more media attention than it did. It evidently was basically just saying, oh yeah, the United States government, by the way, they lied about Afghanistan for the entirety of the 18 years that the United States military has been there, to which I went, well, duh, and continued scrolling, right? So this was not news to me. the government lies, when it has a justification for a war, I'm always going to assume that this justification is a lie.
History seems to bear that out quite a bit. I mean, even the most defensible wars in U.S. history get a whitewash in sort of our modern view of them. I'm thinking right now of World War II. No one says that World War II was caused basically by the U.S.'s entering World War I.
But it was.
It pretty much was. I'd like to back that statement up before we go any further, because a lot of people are like, huh? They don't hear this stuff in school. But one of the main points that Hitler drove home, here we are, mentioning Hitler again, was the Treaty of Versailles. He hated this treaty, and he had every reason to hate the treaty. Well, why did the Treaty of Versailles get put in place the way it did? Because the balance of power in World War I tipped at the very end when all sides were exhausted, some of them destroyed. I mean, Russia fell apart. The Ottoman Empire, did they before or after? I don't know. They certainly at some point fell apart. Germany fell apart. These empires were on just the edge of collapse. And then the U.S. wanders in after this story that's a lie about the Lusitania, right? It's just a passenger ship, and you torpedoed a passenger ship. We find out decades later it was loaded with munitions, right? The United States had been supplying munitions to the Brits and the French for a long time. It would take a moron to think that the United States was somehow hadn't taken sides, but then Blackjack Pershing decides to send 1 million troops to this fight and finally end it for the Kaiser. Well, it just kind of threw things out of balance, and thus you had this out of balance treaty, which gave a madman like Hitler an opportunity to rise. The treaty sucked. It was terrible, and it's historically not defended by much of anyone. But Great Britain and France really wanted that treaty the way it was. They were angry.
Well, because World War I was all about Germany trying to rise as an empire that could compete with the British, and the British Empire wanted to permanently squash that idea.
Well, if the Germans had not used the Schlieffen Plan and gone or whatever,
that was when they began attacking merchant ships.
The Schlieffen Plan was it depends on how. So the Schlieffen Plan intended to go around the Maginot Line, or what would become the Maginot Line, to the French fortifications at the border by going through Belgium. And because the Great Britain had a treaty with Belgium, that's why Great Britain got in. If Germany had just said, all right, well, I guess we're at war because our other folks wanted to be at because whatever, all these other folks are at war, and just hung out and let the French come across, then they would have been the defender and had Britain wouldn't have never gotten in, and things would have been entirely different. But the Prussians were a bunch of warmongers. There's no doubt about that. I'm not trying to claim that the Germans were a bunch of good guys and the U.S. is bad. I'm just saying that Wilson, who ran on a platform of keeping us out of World War I, didn't keep us out of World War I and threw everything off balance, creating the situation that killed millions, which was World War II.
I mean, who wouldn't love some last-minute reserves that are fully stocked, energetic, not exhausted by 5 years of this war that has just dragged on and left everyone exhausted? That was obviously going to tip the balance of power. It's almost like geopolitically they left the United States military in reserve solely for that purpose.
I think that really that it's probably British spycraft. Okay, the Brits have been the best at intelligence, or the best at intelligence in that time frame. I'd say Israel's probably better at this point, but at the time, yeah, they were the best. 007, James Bond, it's a reputation they deserve. They're good. And the United States has always been. They used us like the big dumb guy. Hey, go get him. And it's worked a couple of times. One needs to consider, had the United States, what would the outcomes have been like for the United States had they held off entering the European theater of World War II as early as they did? Had they just said, all right, we're going to let Stalin and Hitler hash it out here, then maybe if Hitler didn't have to fight a war on two fronts, he would have been able to dump more into fighting a man who is equally evil, if not more so. Depends on how you want to make these comparisons. But let's call him equally evil. This was a fight between two evil people.
It was a fight between multiple evil people, I would contend.
The big fight existed in the European theater on the Eastern Front.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
where all the bodies are, fields and fields of just dead bodies.
And it barely gets mentioned in the United States.
No, because, boop, we came in and we kicked Hitler's butt, and not so much.
Well, let's go to the phones real quick. We've got Rick calling from South Carolina. Rick, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I want to talk about that feral nigger that...
Yep, A for effort. And GCM beat me to it.
We kind of know that's coming. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially for people watching on YouTube on Christmas night. I mean, you really have nothing better to do? I have better things to do than to sit at home watching
YouTube videos.
videos
But what's wrong with what he did? I mean, most people who are listening don't even know what happened.
Oh, well, he just, shouted
He used
a bunch
the
of...
N-word.
Yeah.
Stupid he said he wanted to
expletives.
talk about that failed N-word, and I presume he was going to come after that with Barack Obama, which, of course, he could talk about Barack Obama's presidency. There's a list of words that we immediately dump people for, because this isn't YouTube, this isn't the internet, this is real live radio on 200 radio station, you mouth-breathing dullard, all right? You cannot call in and drop the N-bomb on the radio, okay?
Yeah.
That's it. Y'all can call in and talk about whatever you want if you think you can carry on a cogent, intelligent in conversation. But you cannot drop the F-bomb, the N-bomb, the S-bomb, and a couple of different C-bombs.
So, on that note, let's go back to the phones. Tim from Ohio, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, how's it going tonight?
Hey, what's on your mind?
Well, I mean, where would you like to start? Would you like to start with the replacement techniques of a certain ethnic tribe, or would you like to?
Yes, if you
What
can
are the
actually.
I have know nothing of replacement techniques of a certain tribe.
Hold
Are we
on,
talking?
Tim.
It sounds like you're talking about like shape-shifting lizards when you talk about replacement techniques. What does this mean?
Oh, okay. Well, they're flooding white homelands. I mean,
They are flooding white homelands.
Yeah.
Who is they?
Correct.
You're not going to get dropped for saying it. As long as
they have really long noses.
Jews? Are we talking about Jews?
Yes.
We're talking about
Okay.
Judea.
All right. So what does what is required to be a Jew? Are we talking about all Jews, including the
DNA.
Sephardic Jews, the Ashkenazi Jews? I mean, in my case, I have a little bit of Jewish ancestry. Am I a Jew?
Well, Tim, we're going out for a moment, but if you can sit tight, because I believe like you will actually answer the questions we're being asked in a cogent and non-defamatory way. If you can do that.
And the Socratic method requires one to define one's terms. So that's where I'm starting.
Great place to start.
What is it costing you in vet bills for that convenience of just pulling open a bag of
formulated, extruded, processed cereal bits that cost a ton of money anyways?
How do you feed your dog to derive not only energy, but a good coat, bright eyes, and a great attitude?
Come to Dynovite for help.
DINOVITE.com.
I found his raw meat diet on Dynovite.com. With just the raw meat and the eggs and the Dynovite and the Super Omega on top of it.
Try Super Omega Fish Oil.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
Ground beef, white rice, eggs, including the shells, and the Dynovite supplement, and then the Lico Chops.
Try Lico Chops. Buy 2, get 1 free.
It just balances out his body and his mind and his spirit.
Adding Dynovite to their diet has every single dog in my kennel looking better than they have ever looked.
Their skin is so much better now that they're on the raw diet. I don't even give them the kibble anymore.
DINOVITE.com.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,485, silver at $17.43, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,297. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, with President Trump's signing of the National Defense Authorization Act on Friday, he created the newest and sixth branch of the military. The first since the last branch, the U.S. Air Force, was formally established in 1947. General John Raymond, the commander of U.S. Space Command and Air Force Space Command, indicated that 16,000 active-duty airmen and civilians currently serving in the Air Force Space Command will be assigned to the just-established Space Force. From there, it will begin to get slowly up and running as its own branch. Without sharing details of the plan, a senior Air Force official said on background, because he was not authorized to speak on the record, there will be 30, 60, and 90-day benchmarks to meet. Where it took 3 years to stand up the Air Force, he said the Space Force hopes to be off and running in 18 months or less. That includes, he added, sending a 4-star officer to represent the service on the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The new command's social media and recruitment efforts were fast up and running. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven, and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Prominent human rights activist Tito Magadi was abducted in broad daylight by 5 unknown people in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and is now being detained by police. Activist Post reports that Margadi works as a public affairs officer with the Legal and Human Rights Center. He was abducted on Friday at around 10 o'clock in the morning as he was on his way to purchase a new mobile phone. That's according to a statement by the LHRC. Police denied having any information about Magadi's whereabouts when the LHRC first reported him missing on Friday. Magadi's abduction echoes a chilling trend toward the disappearances of journalists, human rights defenders, and opposition leaders in Tanzania since 2015, when the president, John Magufuli, first took office. The mythical Florida man has gotten a bad rap, with the meme buttressing a stereotypical narrative that gives one pause when looking at news stories from the Sunshine State. But in this case, the Florida man is actually a real-life hero, whose actions represent the giving spirit of the holiday season. The Mind Unleashed reports that when U.S. military veteran Michael Esmond got his utility bill for December, he couldn't help but recall how he had once failed to keep his home warm as he struggled with financial difficulty. Since that time, Esmond has seen his fortunes improve as he became the owner of a successful small business called Gulf Breeze Pools and Spas in the Florida city of Gulf Breeze. With his past misfortunes in mind, Esmond felt like paying it forward as he went to pay off his gas bill for December. Esmond contacted his local utility provider and asked if he could pay off the utility bills for those households that were at risk of having their gas and power disconnected. He eventually paid $4,600 worth of debts for 36 families. Rather than receive warnings that their homes will go dark, families will now receive cards from Esmond. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
During a curt Skype session earlier this afternoon, local Williamsburg resident 29-year-old Cormac Flanagan reminded his mother to, quote, try and be more careful after she forgot to pay his cell phone bill.
Mom, the phone company called today about my cell phone bill.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot.
No, Mom, I'm not mad, but you have to stay on top of these things, you know.
I know,
You can't keep waiting until the last minute like this. Well, I don't want to have to keep reminding you every month. You know, I need my phone. I use it every day. I need my phone. I'm constantly using it.
I'm so bad. I'm really sorry. I'll get on it today.
All right, you know, just so you know, this really easy thing you can do. You know, there's this online auto pay. It just deducts from your bank account every month.
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
easy.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
It's fine.
I know how to do it.
It's fine. Just don't let it become a pattern. You know, I know you can do better than this.
Okay. I promise. I'll get on it today. Okay.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. Call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That number is 855-450-3733. The special Christmas Day episode that's been largely fixated on Adolf Hitler for strange, bizarre reasons. It's Free Talk Live, so what are you going to do, right? Unfortunately...
It's Free Talk Live.
Yeah. We did lose Tim briefly, but he's back.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to get to him in just a moment. But with you tonight, it's, of course, Aria and...
Mark.
Neither of us had anything better to do on Christmas Day, apparently.
Well, I mean, part of the selling point, our unique selling proposition of our nationally syndicated radio program on 200 radio stations across the United States is that we produce new, fresh content for our stations every single day. We don't run best ofs. We don't do any of that stuff. 7 days a week, we have somebody on the air here doing a show. And today... Is it Wednesday?
It is Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was in a airplane earlier this morning, so you tend to get a little confused. It's Wednesday, and Wednesday's our day, so here we are.
Excellent point. Well, let's get back to him. Tim from Ohio, you were answering Mark's question about the Jews and their what you characterize as their plans to. What were you saying? Essentially colonize white nations. Is that correct?
Correct.
When have they done this? Which is the nation that the Jews have colonized?
Let's see, most of Europe, America, Canada.
The United States is currently colonized by Jews? I mean, I thought they were like 1% of the population.
Jews, but being replaced through Jews and their immigration policies.
Can you give me an example of this? I don't understand.
Open border policies.
So, I see.
Okay, so the Jews are not doing this directly?
Jews like open border policies?
Well, they seem not to like them. Israel is a Jewish ethno state.
Okay, so why is it that the Jews so if Israel doesn't like open borders, then why do you claim that it's the Jews that are advocating for open borders here in the United States?
Because they're trying to mix the white race through race mixing to dumb us down. I mean, get a lower IQ.
What would be the benefit to them to do that?
What benefit would it be?
Yeah.
Because there won't be people like me, I guess.
Super smart white guys?
Smart enough to see through their Jew lies.
Okay, so
let me ask a question real quick. You mentioned that Israel is an ethno-state. I agree with you entirely about that. I think that, they enshrined it in their constitution.
Pretty much the definition, sure.
Yeah. So, but the state of Israel, as we understand it, requires the technological and economic power of the United States in order to not be wiped out.
I'm not sure that's true.
No, they depend on our protection completely.
I don't believe that.
So wouldn't this essentially be...
I think Israel will do fine.
So if they were carrying out this plan, wouldn't it essentially have the effect of taking away their protection?
Well, I mean, the protection is still going to be there, right? Most of the
I think America's in decline.
A majority of the military. Well, they can always go to China.
Okay.
They can use China.
Well, I mean, right now, the United States is producing the most advanced weaponry in the world, and Israel's not too far behind in their production of stuff. I mean, they made the Uzi at the very least, and they've got some pretty nice tanks. Not that a tank's particularly useful, but it was in the 7-Day War or whatever it was, 6-Day War. I'm not sure. So, I mean, they're doing as good as far as modern weapons platforms. I don't understand why they would want to dumb down the United States, because if they were able to get what they wanted out of the United States currently, then why would they? What's the point in changing the strategy? I mean, they don't need us to be dumber. They've already got what they want, right?
Easier to control, easier slave population.
Hell,
lower IQ.
So what do they need to also do? So let's say they succeed in this, and as you said, they turn to China or some other great power. Wouldn't they have to do the same thing there?
Well, it's already communist. I mean, China's already communist. They're trying to get America to swing communist.
So Israel wants America to be communist?
Well, yeah.
Why?
Because Israel is behind. Jews are behind communism.
Okay, what benefit would it bring them for the United States to be communist?
Karl Marx was a Jew.
Well, but Murray Rothbard was a Jew, and he created modern libertarian thought. I mean, Friedrich Hayek, Milton Friedman. I can go on with Jews who created free market philosophies.
Okay. I mean, you say you're libertarian, right?
Yep.
I mean, this is my first time calling into the show, so
okay.
You have to excuse my ignorance.
It's okay. We are libertarians, yes.
So what's the question?
Okay. So what is your stance on say like open borders and such?
Yeah, I believe that free people
just live and let live, and
free people can cross the borders of free countries, or you don't have free people and you don't have free countries. I'm fine with that so long as we don't pretend like people are free and countries are free if we don't have open border immigration.
Can you phrase that a different way?
There's either you either have,
I know what you meant, and it was difficult to follow.
You either have free movement of people across borders, labor across borders, or you don't have a free country. One or the other. If you're trying to hold integrity at some arbitrary border, what's that?
You think then what is a country? How do you define a nation?
It's a polygon drawn on a map.
Wow, I have to disagree with you.
Okay, well, what is a country?
Completely. A country is a people sharing culture and.
What is a culture? I love this one because I just don't know. I seriously don't know what a culture is, and I certainly don't know what American culture is.
Well, that's because America's it's a failed experiment. It's a
all right
mishmash.
So why are you trying to protect this failed experiment from the Jews?
He's the final revolutionary standing on the border, protecting the integrity.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So you're okay with the Jewish plot as you characterize it to?
Well, no.
Okay, so you are trying to protect it.
Who said I was trying to protect America?
What are you trying to protect?
I'm trying to protect the white race.
Okay.
Our DNA from being genocided.
What do you consider white? Because, I mean, is it like the people all the way out to sort of the Caucasus regions? I've heard that even Indians are considered Caucasian by these people who spend a lot of time sort of digging into what is who's in this race or that race.
White to me is a European ancestry.
Okay.
Like when it shows up on a DNA test.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, mine showed up 100% European, but what about the Ashkenazi Jews? They're European, right?
No, they're not. It shows up Ashkenazi. It shows up Jew.
Okay,
Ashkenazi.
But it called me 100% European and showed that I had a Jewish ancestor. Anyway, going on. I have met lots of...
You're a mongrel. You're a mixed race.
Fine. I'm okay with that. Right. I mean, I've met trailer parks full of white people. There's nothing special about them.
Why does it have to be a trick? See, there you go.
Hey, buddy, I spent 8.5 years in prison. I know what stupid bigots are like. I've met them.
There's a Jewish part of you coming out. Why? You're stereotyping whites.
Stereotyping?
To be trailer park
I'm stereotyping bigots, not whites.
Oh, okay, bigots.
Because if the only thing you've got to be proud of is your race, you don't have much to be proud of.
Okay, so it's perfectly fine for Israel to be a Jewish ethno-state. It's perfectly fine for China to be
I think we said that we opposed the fact that
they're not called bigots. Are they called bigots?
Yeah, the state of Israel, when it chooses not to let people in who are Jewish, is being bigoted. Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, Jews are bigots. Hey, I like it.
Well, he said the ethno-state of Israel, when they choose not to let people in, are bigots. Tim, thank you for the lucid call.
Yeah, I do appreciate it. I don't agree, but I appreciate the call.
I don't agree, and I have to admit, I'm not convinced. You did not convince
there were a lot of
me.
statements that the Jews are attempting to do this or that, and not really, I didn't get to hear the evidence, but there's probably a lot of evidence.
Have you heard of LibertyCon? LibertyCon is not only a convention with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO and co-founder John Mackey and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith, but it's also unique because you get a chance to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations, one-on-one for the purpose of career advancement, business, and internship opportunities. April 3rd through 5th in Washington, D.C. You can learn more by visiting libertycon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on your registration. That's libertycon.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite.
Everything we tried failed except the Dynavite.
Pick up 2 bottles of Super Mega Fish Oil.
Get the 3rd bottle free. Packed with omega-3, DHA, and EPA fatty acids.
Super Mega is great for your dog's immune system, healthy skin, and soft, shiny fur.
Dogs love it. Try Super Omega Fish Oil.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynavite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com. The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you get the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at anypayinc.com. anypayinc.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. Call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That number's 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Mark.
LibertyCon is a unique Liberty convention, April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C. for people who want to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations for the purpose of career advancement or business and internship opportunities. You'll hear from a list of incredible speakers like John Mackey, the CEO of Whole Foods and the co-founder of it, who's going to speak on conscious capitalism. Vernon Smith, who has a Nobel Prize in economics and is going to speak on alternative markets. Miriam Issa, a pop culture expert and political commentator with over 300 million YouTube views, and a list that just goes on and on. Visit libertycon.com for more details on additional speakers and events, and use the code FTL for a $10 discount on your registration. Student travel scholarships are available and discount rooms for everyone at the Marriott Marquis. Save with early registration at libertycon.com. Use code FTL for a $10 discount. One more time, that's libertycon.com. Getting right back into the thick of things, let's go to the phones. We got David from New Mexico calling. David, you're on Free Talk Live.
Aria.
Hi, David.
My cousin's a Nobel Prize winner, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
What's his or her
Einstein,
name?
Physics, 1939. Einstein was in 21.
So that's a cousin
cousin
from
was the first
more
man
than a first cousin, then, right?
How old are you, David?
I am 103 next week.
Well, I'm as old as the universe itself.
Yeah, no lie. He was the first dude to split the atom. Ernest Orlando Lawrence. Look it up.
Okay.
I'm not going to look it up. But
so what's on your mind tonight?
Okay.
Lots of stuff. Almost forgot. How about them Nazis?
Well, it seems to be lots of Nazi callers tonight, or something. So that's what we hear on the internet. I don't know. I mean, people just asking questions about Jews, I guess.
Right. Well, there are several examples to that, and you can take it for whatever it's worth. But the facts are that in this last Democrat debate, there were 7 people on stage, and there actually should have been 8, and 3 of them were Jewish, and it should have been 4. So if Bloomberg got on stage, that would mean it was 50% Jewish in the Democratic debate for president.
All right.
Now, what
So
percentage of those people
that-
are white?
I don't know. I didn't count them. Shall we count
I
them?
would say it's probably 100%, isn't it?
I don't know. Did Cory Booker drop out?
I haven't followed it that closely.
Yeah, I don't remember. But anyway, I don't know what's your point though. I state a fact. You always do that, Aria. I state a fact, and then you counter with some other thing that doesn't really seem to be like.
Well, because I'm challenging the significance of the idea that 50%.
I didn't finish my sentence, Aria. That seems to be a non sequitur, is what would have been the last word in the sentence when you interrupted me. So
yeah, welcome
anyway,
to English. We pick up the gist of what people are saying before they're finished saying it. But hold on, David. David, shut up for a moment. Let me explain to you why I asked that question in the first place.
I'll shut up, Aria.
Thank you.
I'm getting all uppity.
So it's because it contextualizes your statement that 50% of them are Jewish as being insignificant. 100% of them, or 75% of them, or 88.2% of them are white. I don't see that as being overly significant. 1 in 8 of them is gay.
Yeah,
Is there a gay plot?
I don't follow your logic one bit, Aria. I
wouldn't expect you to, David.
50%, if 4 out of 8 are Jewish in a Democratic debate, if Bloomberg was allowed in, which is not, so it was 3 out of 7, which is 43%, rounding off. That is statistically significant, to say the least, when the ambient population of Jews in America is 2%. And it makes any intelligent person take notice and ask themselves, what's up with this?
Well, I think that for one, the dilution of the Ashkenazi Jewish population in the United States by intermarriage means that it's just basically, it increases by a factor their representation. Secondly, the sort of different cultures have different family structures. And I'm using the term culture here as something you can just sort of call, right? So the family structure of Jews tends to be one that gets it so that people want to be doctors and lawyers and captains of industry and these sorts of things. Whereas
Mormons also tend to raise lawyers and attorneys.
Mormons do? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Is there a Mormon plot to overtake the legal system?
I suspect you will see it in the future. The Chinese are going to be the same way because they just have that kind of that kind of family structure. Hey, you got to get out there and you got to achieve. So I guess it doesn't surprise me.
So another example, another glaring example is this impeachment thing that just went down, and if you look at the hearings that they had and all the players involved, there seems to be about a dozen major players, and as a matter of fact, about half of the players involved, once again, were Jewish. If you look at the list of them, whether it's the president of Ukraine, Vindman, Sondland, Fruman.
I have no idea whether this is true. I haven't verified it.
Let's assume
I don't
that
spend
it
any
is.
time. I consider myself an intelligent person too, and I don't spend any time hunting down the ethnicity of the people who are in charge in any given country.
Well,
maybe I'm just an idiot.
You're not David.
Wait a minute. Who said anything about hunting down? When something is obvious, then it's obvious.
Vindman is not obvious to me. Obviously, a Jewish name to me.
Which one?
Vindman, you said?
Okay, well, you know what? Maybe if you had spent a lot of time in Jewish society, let's say, you say you're Jewish, so what if you were actually, instead of being adopted, what if you were raised in your biological family?
Which wasn't Jewish either.
Jewish family.
Yeah, it wasn't a Jewish family. But I did go to a temple a couple of times quite a few times with a friend of mine. Before we go out drinking, I'd go to temple with him. And then we'd, go, and he's like, don't tell anybody your last name because the old ladies are going to try to find out your last name so that they can marry off daughters and that sort of thing. So we had a fun time doing that, but that's kind of where I stop.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, it's pretty obvious. Noah Feldman, Pamela Karlan, Attorney Castor, Cohen,
Castor and Feldman
Zelensky.
Karlan don't mean anything.
So, let's just assume, David, that you're right. Let's say
every one of these
names,
people's Jewish.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
What? So
Raskin, what? Horowitz.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Stop listing names.
Kupperman,
So what?
Weissman.
David, stop listing names. So what?
What do you mean? So what? So let's go back to the American Indian analogy. So when there were no white people in the country, and then one showed up, and then a dozen, and then 1,000, and then 100,000, then 100 million. At some point, do you think the Indians said, "Hey, what's up with this?"
I know that Benedict Arnold's chief of staff was Jewish. So Jews have been here since the Revolutionary War. They're not infiltrating. They're here.
David, thanks for the call. I wish I could say that I was surprised to find that David believes that, there is a Jewish plot to take over the United States. But
Secretary of the Treasury of the Confederacy was Jewish, too.
This is the same guy who thinks there is a trans, gay, Jewish Nazi plot to ruin his life. 855-450-3733.
Balance of nature. Changing the world, one life at a time.
Scientific shown that many cancers and lifestyle diseases can be prevented with a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. This prevention comes from the phytochemicals in the plants. They fight against oxidants that damage the cell's DNA, causing mutations that lead to disease. In my lab, I've seen the immune response increase, I've seen your DNA repair capacity increase, and I've seen DNA protection. As a scientist, I know that balance of nature works.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And we will take an additional 35% off of your first order. This will be a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FTL.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com. Are you tired of your taxes funding endless occupations around the world? Antiwar.com is run by people who understand that wars abroad become wars at home, wars on our freedoms. Antiwar.com is dedicated to bringing you the latest in news, views, interviews, and reviews from the top movers and shakers in the anti-occupation movement. Antiwar.com has it all, from thorough foreign policy analysis to interviews with whistleblowers who used to run the military-industrial complex. Anti-war, pro-free market. That's antiwar.com.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
Live video of our key New Hampshire-based shows is streamed on DLive. Please follow and share at dlive.lrn.fm. That's dlive.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. Call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That number's 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Mark.
And ForkFest 2020, it's coming up. You can join liberty-minded voluntarists, anarchists, and libertarians from June the 29th until July the 5th for ForkFest 2020. I'm calling it ForkFest for the Flippening at Rogers Campground in the beautiful White Mountains of New Hampshire. ForkFest happens the week after the Porcupine Freedom Festival, and ForkFest is decentralized, so no one is in charge. It also means there's no ticket cost. Just reserve your camping or your RV site or motel room with Rogers Campground for June the 29th until July the 5th. And where better to celebrate Independence Day than with other freedom-loving activists in the Shire? You can simply relax and go camping with other liberty lovers, or you can create whatever experience or event you want other people to have. If you're planning an event for ForkFest, be sure to let other people know. You can connect with other ForkFesters via the unofficial Telegram chat or the ForkFest forum. Links to those are on the unofficial website, forkfest.party, because everything with ForkFest is unofficial. Again, it's forkfest.party. Carrying on this special Nazi-filled Christmas Day episode, let's get back into the phones. We got Jim from Florida. Jim, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yes, hello. In this season of Christmas, I do not feel threatened by people of any religion that's different from mine. I was raised Protestant by parents that converted from Roman Catholic. My grandmother married several years after the death of my paternal grandfather to a Jewish man. Everybody got along in the blended family. We just recite our prayers a little differently.
Did you find out from your grandfather or this step-grandfather about the great Jewish conspiracy?
No. We
Likely
found out
story.
The things that are different from Christianity and the things that are the same from as Christianity. It was a wonderful little learning experience.
And I realize I'm going to get crucified for that on the internet, but to be fair,
crucified
to the racists who have been calling all night, it's not the religion of the Jews that bothers them, it's the ethnicity. It's the fact that they're not white that bothers them.
Well, I think that they think there's some grand conspiracy that is being meted out, and I don't get that part.
I don't get any of it.
By narrow-minded parents, what can I tell you?
Maybe.
Well, they were all calling from Arkansas. I mean,
well, there's a couple that were from Arkansas.
Yeah, and I've lived in Arkansas. Half of my family continues to live in Arkansas. I'm from Mississippi. I'm pretty familiar with the type of white person who exists in the Deep South, in places like Louisiana, Arkansas, Alabama, and Tennessee, and Mississippi, of course. They're racists, by and large.
Yeah, something about family trees that don't fork.
Right. Well, Jim, thank you so much for the call. It's nice to hear from someone who has, mixed bloodlines. What did the other caller call you? A mongrel?
Yeah.
It's nice to hear from a fellow mongrel who isn't bothered by it.
I actually wanted to take a look at my 23andMe and just see what it said as far as my ancestry, because I was sure it said 100% European. And then said some small percentage Ashkenazi Jew. And it did, in fact, say exactly that. I am 0.3% Ashkenazi Jew. And their claim, at least at 23andMe, is that Ashkenazi Jews are Europeans. And I think historically we can claim that that is so. I think, in fact, Ashkenazi... Here's your radical, bigoted opinion from Mark tonight. I don't think Ashkenazi Jews are anything but Europeans who just changed their religion to something else. I don't think they're a lost tribe of Israel or anything like that. I think they're just Europeans that somehow along the line found, let's be Jews, or there was some, evangelist came along. Look, it happened in Spain with the Muslims. There were lots of Spaniards that were and Portuguese that were changed into Muslims because that was the convenient religion to be at that time. And no one ever expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So let's keep going on with it. We've got Alex calling from Utah. Alex, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey there, how you doing?
Hey, what's on your mind?
What's on my mind? I'm a black man from Utah.
You don't sound like it. You sound like someone affecting a voice, but go ahead.
Okay. So there's a very big organization that's spawning around here. And
in Utah?
I don't know if you ever heard of them.
This organization is in Utah?
Yeah, I think it's a white nationalist organization.
Well, let me look it up. What's the name of it?
Well, it's a National Socialist Movement.
The National Socialist Movement. All right. That's basically what the Nazis are.
Sure.
What's your opinion on that?
What's my opinion of the National Socialists?
I reject nationalism and I reject socialism. Both of them are immoral.
If you don't stop breathing in the phone, I'm going to hang up on you.
Well, that's because you're dirty.
What did he say?
Well, I don't know what he was going to say, but it was not going to be radio friendly. But luckily, I'm getting pretty good at this, and I was ready for it.
Yeah, we're hanging over the dump button, guys.
Yeah. Well, I was hanging over the drop call button, or the hold button, more specifically, but it doesn't really
What
make a
do I
difference.
think? As a libertarian, I think that people should be able to gather together for whatever reasons they want. If their reason is that they want to live in some religious commune together, fine. If they want to create a little ethno-state where only white folks can get in, fine. If people want to do this
as long as they don't push out any people who are already there who don't qualify for their ethno-state,
Right.
I'm fine with that.
As long as there's no aggression.
Sure, exactly.
And by that I mean, if you want to buy somebody out, fine. For whatever price they want to sell
if
at.
Consent, if it's mutual.
Sure. But I generally, for me, the non-aggression principle, and that is the principle that you don't initiate violence against other people. That is a baseline for what acceptable behavior is. And then there's things beyond that. What I think is that if one makes a judgment about other people based on their race, or at least largely, their largest opinion about those people surrounds their ethnicity or race or whatever, I just think it's a crappy way to make decisions.
I mean, you're not wrong. And people make assumptions about me because I'm trans all the time, right? And almost none of them are accurate. They expect me to be frothing at the mouth, SJW, getting upset. Like at Curry Indian tonight, where I get dinner regularly, dude just straight up called me guy. Not like, hey, guy.
Oh, he did?
Or whatever. I
didn't think about that. Yeah.
And I'm just, water on the back, man.
Well, and you were a guy not too long ago. So, I mean, what's the big deal?
Right. But in that same sense, judging people by their ethnicity or any of these extremely superficial characteristics, you're going to get not even a broad strokes understanding of that person. And we're talking matters of life and death here because the Nazis want to round up and kill so many of these people.
If that's what they want to do, I don't know what any given Nazi wants in any given circumstance. Once they begin using violence, I think it's just fine to put big holes in them. Like no problem. Once they begin, once violence occurs, bam, 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 problem solved. And that's how I think these problems should be solved ultimately, is if somebody believes vociferously enough that someone else is subhuman based on their ethnicity, they're going to slip up and do something violent.
Can they really believe that Jews are subhuman if Jews have worked out this elaborate plot that goes undetected?
They think Jews are superhuman because their IQ is like 20 points higher or something.
They're Jewish supremacists.
Yeah, that's what they ultimately are. They claim that the Jews are the Jewish supremacists, but they're the ones talking about IQs all the time. But the bigots.
So they love the Jews. They respect and admire
They fear
the
the Jews.
I would expect small-minded people to fear things that make them feel inadequate. 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com, or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
This is George Norrie from Coast to Coast AM and History Channel's Ancient Aliens, and we're proud to promote amazing energy, nutrition, and skincare products from Jeunesse. Visit gcnlife.com for products like Luminesse. The Luminesse anti-aging skincare line restores youthful vitality and radiance to your skin, reducing the appearances of fine lines and wrinkles with stem cell technology. There's also Instantly Ageless, which works within 2 minutes, reducing under-eye bags, fine lines, wrinkles, and pores. Jeunesse has products to help you with how you look and feel in a very short time. Nobel-nominated Dr. Vincent Jampapa has designed several products helping the body perform better. Jeunesse products have a 30-day money-back guarantee, and they're available up to a 25% preferred price discount. See all of the amazing Jeunesse products at gcnlife.com or call toll-free 1-844-443-6637, 1-844-443-6637.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists, get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
In addition to creating a Twitter account, Pope Benedict XVI plans to further connect with Christian youth by giving up on Catholicism. Quote, in order to really relate to modern teens, he needs to make religion a much smaller part of his busy life, just like they do. And it's already working. Tweets like, can someone go to church for me, LOL, hashtag sleeping in, have been retweeted over 1 million times by lazy Catholic teens, while tweets like, if God was real, how come there's so much murder, and I'm still Catholic, I just don't go to church or believe in Jesus, have been especially successful with college students who are questioning the church's teaching.
It's really cool to see that the Pope is as active on social media and as skeptical about God as I am. Look, he just tweeted, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. That's totally how I feel.
Pope Benedict's aides say his next project involves reaching out to Muslims by sitting down with Islamic leaders and proclaiming his undying allegiance to Allah.
This is the Onion News Network.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. Call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. Not giving out the number because even if you're quick, there's no way we can squeeze everyone else. So, with you tonight, it's Aria.
It's been a holly Nazi Christmas here on Free Talk Live. Mark with you.
So, I want to say thank you to Roscoe S., who is tonight's amplifier. He's a silver amplifier, which means he gives $5 a month to the program. Now, the amplifier program is what we use to advertise, market, and promote Free Talk Live. So if you like the show, if you like what we're doing, the best way to help us get the messages of liberty and open dialogue, open discussion, and peace that is fostered through open communication out there is to sign up for the AMP program. Again, you can find it at amp.freetalklive.com. It comes with a number of cool little features like an AMP-only Discord room, an AMP-only Facebook group, and even an AMP-only call-in line. So go check it out. Again, amp.freetalklive.com. Roscoe S., thank you so much for your help. We hope that you enjoyed tonight's wacky Christmas Day episode. I don't know what to say. Unusually busy Christmas Day. If there are 5 lines on hold right now.
Wow.
Yeah, let's get right to him. Jim from New Hampshire, you're on Free Talk Live. Are you still with us, Jim?
Man to be alive and the luckiest man to be alive.
Oh,
posting.
Yeah.
Well, that's a violation of a court order.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Well, anyway, moving right along, we've got Mike from Georgia. Mike, you're on Free Talk Live.
Guys, how are y'all doing this evening?
I'm good. What's on your mind?
Awesome. I love y'all's show, all of y'all. But I am from the Deep South, all right? And, I'm part of kind of a silent majority around here that, we're not racist. We really aren't. There are some of us, believe it or not. And I honestly don't think there's a Jewish conspiracy. I honestly don't think that, America is a failed experiment. America is an ongoing experiment. Anyway, peace and love and all that to y'all.
Well, hold on, Mike, because you're absolutely right. And I hate that I even said that earlier. Most of the people in the South that I've met throughout my life were, in fact, not racist. I've encountered far more racism here in New England than I ever did in the South.
Good Lord, really?
Yeah.
Aria, I tell you what, hon. Sorry, that's sexist. God, you got to be so careful what you say these days.
Not to Aria, you don't.
The thing is, as a Southerner, and I really mean this, it's like we take a beating as far as like movies and things like that. And, a lot of us are, just want to kind of live and let live.
Yeah.
I really appreciate y'all's philosophy about your idea that, open borders, that kind of thing. But there's always greedy people. There's always going to be trouble. But, I'm one of those people that kind of I've lived long enough where, I don't really care. I'm not really, I don't consider myself a racist. I really don't, but sometimes I think we get beat up on so much. We get things forced on us so much, like, I don't really know how to put it into words. It just kind of makes me angry. All I really want to be is kind of like y'all, kind of leave me alone, let me do my thing, and, just kind of enjoy life. I understand your philosophy, and I'm behind it 100%, but, sometimes you just really can't do anything about it.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for the call. I wish that we had that at the end of the show because it was, by and large, a very positive and uplifting message about just leaving people alone. Because in the end, that's all we want. We want to live our lives, and we want to be left alone, right?
And you can't get that by advocating against other people, their peace.
Right. If you want to be left alone, you have to leave other people alone, right? Let's keep going. We got Jane from Florida calling. Jane, you're on Free Talk Live.
Deutschland, Deutschland.
What is he saying?
He's singing some kind of Nazi anthem.
Oh.
Anything else?
Well, he certainly wasn't a Jane. I already put him on hold.
Okay.
So
well, on hold, you could bring him back.
Yeah. So anything of significance? Oh, no, he dropped himself.
Okay.
Bye. Okay. Moving on, we got Chase from Kentucky. Chase, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hi.
Hi, what's on your mind?
You got a lot of these Nazis calling in tonight, and based off what they're saying, it really sounds like they're just eating up the memes that 4chan and 8chan just pour out. They read these little infographics, and they see the little Star of David behind all these, CEOs and governors and senators, and they leave it at that. They don't continue to look into it. They don't read it. They just take what the infographic showed them at face value. It's the same sort of psyop 4chan used to convince people the earth was flat.
I mean, there's definitely a valid point there, because wasn't the New Zealand shooter heavily inspired by crap that he found on 4chan and 8chan?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I mean, it went from do it for the lulz to just do it to watch the world burn.
Yeah, well, I mean, the people that frequent those forums tend to be young males without much to do. So, that's going to be the folks that just want to see the world burn, see if they can have some effect. I mean, young males are all about creating a stimuli and seeing what that does to the world. I have one, and I know what they do. He wouldn't do this kind of thing, but yeah, sure, I'm sure he would take a magnifying glass to an anthill.
Yeah. So, Chase, thank you so much for the call.
I know I did.
I never did.
No.
I did plenty of other things. So, like, what will happen if X?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was never big on animal cruelty, and I mean, I know they're just ants, but I mean, I don't think
kids today even get the, we had magnifying glasses. We went out and we played outside.
Yeah. It's certainly a problem because I'm a bit of a troll myself. I love trolling, in fact, but I can see how ultimate trolling would be, oh man, we got people killed by the crap we were saying, right? That is sort of the ultimate manifestation of what the troll is. You wanted attention, you wanted a reaction, you got one.
I don't think it's all trolling either. I think that the 4chan, 8chan guys get wrapped up in their own things too. This all started with the joke about black kids not having dads at a statistically significant ratio compared to white kids, right? So the black kid says something like, I can play basketball better and I've got a bigger whatever and, this kind of thing. And the white kid says, well, I can call my dad and ask about that. Right. And so it's, it was a joke. And it's
a messed up joke.
I'm all fine with jokes.
Sure. I chuckled.
As long as a joke is funny.
Yeah.
But then it goes on from there looking at, this statistic and that statistic. Well, there's all kinds of statistics out there that would relate to me. I'm, for instance, part of a group. If you want to just cut people up into groups, and that's what we're talking about here, it's not looking at the individual at all, any achievements at all. It's just looking at a group. I'm part of a group, and that group is males that are 4 times as dangerous from a violent felony conviction ratio as females. And therefore, you could draw the conclusion that I am a violent individual. Now, I would prefer not to be put into that category of violent individuals. But if you go ahead and put people in groups, then you're going to have to acknowledge, especially if you're a male, you're going to have to acknowledge that you're in a pretty violent group yourself. And that's why I say, abandon, young Obi-Wan, abandon the groupthink. You are not your race. You are not your gender. You are not your stuff. You are not your socioeconomic class. Be more than that. It's lame.
I would definitely agree, and I'm not in the habit of weighing a person's crimes against their good or a racist crimes against their goods. But if what you're taking pride in here is being white, well, I don't know how to tell you this, but white people dropped 2 nuclear weapons on people and caused 2 world wars and committed a lot of genocides. I don't know how to tell you
I don't know why
that.
But
there isn't a lot there to be proud of.
Well,
and again,
I think there's all kinds of things. Like, you could be proud of your race if you want, but it's just such a boring thing to be proud of. It's something somebody else did.
Yeah, it's all about it's for people who have no accomplishments themselves. Nothing significant about themselves. Oh, well, I'm significant because I'm American. I may be a worthless, mouth-breathing waste of space, but I'm American. I'm white, by God. Look at me. Happy holidays, everyone. Happy Festivus, because it's Festivus that I do. Happy Yule, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas.
Good, because I have grievances. Free Talk Live.
Anarchapulco is the world's foremost conference for voluntarist thinkers and activists, held in beautiful Acapulco, Mexico. Share ideas on how to live free and escape the clutches of the state. Their unparalleled lineup of speakers will discuss entrepreneurship, investments, politics, philosophy, health, sustainability, lifestyles, and personal relationships. Stay in a world-class resort and enjoy the sun and beaches. February the 13th through the 16th. Visit anarchapulco.com for early bird pricing and 10% off with coupon code FTL.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trade